Good evening everyone and welcome back to the Doom Links, well no, it's not the Doom Links anything, it's the Dark Souls 2 live stream series. I suppose both Doom Link and Dark Souls start with D. Is that a coincidence? Absolutely. Absolutely. At any rate, I believe we were slaying the Smelter Demon when we last finished the recording process. In other words, you know, at the conclusion of the previous recording, I believe we did kill that boss. We have unlocked what is technically an optional bonfire called the Iron Hearth Hall. While it is, by technicality, an optional bonfire, I would not recommend that you skip it. It can be done, you can skip it, it's just annoying, and I suppose what I would ask, or the question that I would pose to you, is why invite frustration that can be controlled or regulated into your Dark Souls 2 experience when there is already so much frustration that you simply cannot control that is going to be part of your experience when playing this game. That's pretty much how I look at it. Anyway, the first thing I'm going to mention is that my controller that I was using before has departed. It has left the stage. We now have a new controller. At first blush, it will appear to be a DualShock 3 controller. It is in fact an alternative to a DualShock 3 controller. It is a PowerWave Accessories third-party controller, which mimics the appearance and, quite frankly, build of the DualShock 3 controller in its entirety. Build quality from having probably played about 3 hours worth of video games on it so far, and after having held it in my hands and just, you know, inspecting the visual appearance of it, the weight of it in the hands, how the analog sticks feel in general, the build quality does appear to be pretty much identical to that of the DualShock 3 controller. The finish on the controller itself feels slightly different, so what it does is it confuses a person trying to evaluate its build quality purely based on touch. Because when you've got a more matte surface versus something that's a little bit more slippery, somehow it feels slightly less, I don't know, premium? I don't know what the word is, but anyway, it's a very good controller from what I can tell, the one that I have here. The build quality has yet to cause concern, and I expect it to be very good, because my experience with PowerWave controllers has been very good up until this point. I didn't really want to be an old fogey and just assume that PowerWave was the best option. I genuinely looked around for alternatives to, you know, controllers that were in the style of, I suppose, a Sony controller, and quite frankly, the only decent option was this controller, so, or at least the only one that I felt comfortable buying, so, yeah. And then there were others that I checked as well that were just totally out of stock. I mean, what was that one manufacturer? I'm trying to remember the name of it. It wasn't HyperX, it was a different one. It was, I mean, I saw a few HyperX controllers, but none of them really interested me at all. I don't care about HyperX. They're very much a... I suppose because they tried to insert themselves into the headphones and headset space, but you see, they're a gaming company, so I'm not interested. But anyway, that's a whole different subject that I'm not going to get into. Let's try to keep it game focused. I don't really want to get stuck on tangential conversations that may or may not be interesting to you. We do have our Lost Sinner's Sword infused with lightning, and in fact upgraded once, courtesy of petrified dragon bones that I believe I picked up from a crystal lizard. If not from a crystal lizard, then from, you know, a pickup on the ground or whatever. If you're wondering why I was constantly selecting the same weapon, it's because I was actually intending on going backwards rather than forwards. I've introduced a new game that uses circle as my select button rather than cross into my repertoire, or my list of games that I frequently play, and that is Monster Hunter Frontier. So yes, I am kind of used to pressing cross to go back. But anyway, that was the first time I actually clicked on my analog stick. Much more clicky compared with my DualShock 3 controller. You see, these analog sticks are a little bit stiffer, but they feel more accurate as a result. And as soon as I felt the analog sticks on this controller, it immediately made me wonder Whether they are stiffer because these analog sticks have seen almost no use compared with my DualShock 3 controller, or if it's legitimately different to the DualShock 3 controller. You know, the one that I'm using at the moment, or my red one that I was using before, was, you know, purchased around the time this game came out. So it's seen a lot of use. It's been around for a long time. So perhaps any amount of stiffness that the analog sticks once had has entirely disappeared, and I don't remember them being any stiffer than they are now. But anyway, again, to get back to the game, because apparently I keep digressing from the subject at hand, I need to work out what my next objective is. I do realize that I've done almost nothing with my armor set here. I've just been keeping it very simple, pure defense versus weight, I suppose. You know, getting the highest defense for the amount of weight that I can have equipped on my person. But you see, I approach armor differently to some people when it comes to souls. The way I approach armor is I will do one of two things. Either I will focus on special effects of armor. So for example, the Jester gloves here do have some sort of ability. Let me have a look. It increases the number of souls acquired. That is useful, and I do make use of armor pieces that have skills on them. But as well as that, I do actually just use armor that happens to look good. I am a fashion souls person, and that's rather strange, to be honest, because I'm the opposite in Monster Hunter. In Monster Hunter, I'm all about, you know, armor effectiveness, whereas in this game, I just go for appearance. You know, I make a build, or when I'm making a build, I essentially decide on an appearance that that build is going to take, and then I'll just use a full armor set, or perhaps a mix and matching of different armor pieces to have a certain look. It's not at all about the defense. I really don't care about the defense. That's mostly because I don't do PvP anymore. Keep in mind that I didn't do that in my PvP days. I was definitely a lot more anal about getting the maximum amount of defense that I possibly could at a certain weight with any build that I made. But, wow. I do not care about that anymore, so I essentially just go for an appearance. I suppose the reason why I do it so differently in Monster Hunter is because Monster Hunter is entirely focused on things like armor skills, whereas here it's primarily a defense versus weight thing, so at that stage, may as well just get an armor set that is not too heavy for what you want to use it for, but also looks quite nice, or at the very least fits the appearance that you're going for. We have two options at the moment, as far as a way forward is concerned. We did, in the previous recording, unlock, what's her name? Weaponsmith Ornifex's location, which is in Brightstone Cove. Now, Brightstone Cove obviously has its own boss. It is a boss that we need to kill, and one that we have yet to kill. But there is another direction that we've been going in, as I'm sure you're all aware. And I'm actually more interested in going in this direction. As I briefly mentioned in the previous recording, I do tend to use a bonfire ascetic on the upcoming boss in this location to get lots of souls and basically have a huge boost to my build and its soul level, and obviously its stats, along with soul level. Forgot how I started that sentence, but basically using this boss I like to do that. And so, yeah, I think that's what we're going to do, because I would like to be a bit stronger than I am now before I take on the boss of Brightstone Cove, who is, I believe, the Duke's dear Freya. I did mention my armor set, but I really don't think I'm going to do anything with it yet. I was just remarking on the fact that I realize I haven't done anything with my armor set. I then went on to explain that I mostly focus on appearance, the subtext to that being, at this stage I don't really give a shit about the state of my armor set. Once I figure out something that is attractive for the build that I'm going for, I will forge that, or acquire that rather, and then that'll do. For the moment, I'm fine with what I've got, and I'll worry about it another time. It's hot, by the way. As I've said, I'm limiting the number of times I can say that I'm hot to 1 per recording, unless it's really, really hot. Then I can maybe comment on it again. I actually put my port in the fridge briefly. I didn't mean to have it in the fridge for as long as I did. So now it's a little colder than I intended it to be, but it's actually strangely refreshing. I've never had cold port before. It's certainly not chilled or very, very cold. It's just, it's obviously been refrigerated, and as much as that just bothers me generally. To actually drink it, it's okay. I'm really not too offended by the flavor. Now, my first impression of this controller, I'm just monitoring the volume of the game. I wasn't really happy with the game volume in perhaps even the previous 2 recordings, so I've boosted it up a little bit so that it's a little more immersive. But yeah, first impression of this controller while actually using it with Souls is that these fucking analog sticks are really clicky. Can you hear those? That is something that I'm not a huge fan of, but what I hope at this stage is that that's only temporary. It's because they are new analog sticks, haven't really been broken in yet, and so, well, I actually thought that I'd be able to recover fast enough from that to actually roll through it. I don't want to have to deal with you. Oh, accuracy is a concern. I'm not going to get into why that happened, but anyway. It's one way to deal with... Oh, I did not intend to do a double roll in that direction, but anyway. One thing that is very good about strong attacks in Dark Souls 2 is that you can seriously use them to your advantage. It's because it is a jump forward maneuver that is very heavy hitting that you can largely use it while staying out of the effective range of an enemy. You just sort of jump into their range, hit them really hard, simultaneously flinch them, and then because they are flinched, you can use that as an opportunity to create some distance between yourself and the enemy. And yeah, it's a fairly good opportunity to... Well, what I mean is that flinch is a good opportunity to keep yourself safe while also dealing a lot of damage. I cannot read what you've said. Abby throws hatchets, because that is in a language that I don't understand, and I also don't speak any languages that use the Cyrillic alphabet, if it's referred to as an alphabet anyway. I suppose we'll say the Cyrillic writing system. I have to get a little bit used to this analog stick. This is a really good test because I haven't actually played a proper 3D game with this controller yet. Accuracy, I don't want to say it's more or less accurate than the DualShock 3 controller I was using. It's just totally different because the rigidity means that I actually have to be more careful with what I'm doing with the analog stick. I actually have to... Just the sensation is different, so you have to actually get used to it, I suppose is what I would say. I can't remember what drops are down here, so I might go and investigate. I may as well, hey? Crystal Lizard that I've missed, and will try to get again, but I'm not going to... Yeah, congratulations. I couldn't see what he was doing, he's too fucking far away. Apparently he was training his bow on me. I am about 98% sure I had my shield raised, but it just hit me as if I didn't have my shield raised, so I don't know what that's about. I didn't actually mean to step on that, and I was really trying not to step on that, but apparently I did anyway, so... Congratulations to me, I suppose. There are some pressure plates here that cause lava to flow. Now, it's not the end of the world. You can jump over the lava. It just helps to not have the lava flowing, I suppose, is what I would say. I don't know if there was anything of use here at all. Maybe the thing of use is actually the chest over there. I can't get to that now, so I won't worry about it. There is, of course... another bonfire further up ahead. But we've got a lot of enemies to get through before that point. I am not obliged to fight them, but to me, if I'm going through this area for the first time, I would like to kill them. Why am I doing that? Again, bad habits. Allowing my... Can you get up off the fucking ground? Like, it's just pathetic. Why do you have to lie there for so long? It's just ridiculous behavior. And then, again, the mistake is that you try to direct your character with the left analog stick while attacking with a weapon like this, but actually you're making a mistake. You have to let go of the analog stick. It's totally counterintuitive for a person who started in Demon's Souls and Dark Souls. Even to this day, I've played a lot of this particular game, but that still fucks me over. The fact that what I'm doing on my left analog stick while I'm swinging this weapon is actually going to affect where I'm attacking. I don't intend for that. I expect that the targeting system is going to be something of an absolute. Now, whether you agree with that in concept or not, it's very annoying to go and change it after you've become used to it working a certain way. I'm trying to knock this guy off. I really don't need his drops. Don't fucking knock me off, mate. I really don't need that. Just deal the damage to him. Sam's playing Wild Hearts. Why? He's really playing Wild Hearts, apparently. I only comment on it because I know it's coming up on the screen for you guys, so there you go. Very low on healing items, but it's okay. I don't have too many more enemies to get through. If I wanted to fight more enemies, I could go up there and open a chest and deal with a mimic and all sorts of other things, but I'm not really in the mood anyway. So I think I'll just head straight for the next bonfire. Kill a few enemies on the way. I just have to be sensible about what I'm doing because there is a more difficult part coming up. It involves... You know what? Congratulations, arsehole. I'm just going to go two-handed and beat on your ass. I have no need for finesse and patience and measured implementation of strategy. Like, I really don't give a fuck. Just don't have the time. Come on, get burnt. That's what you want. Don't know if you've got an item for me. You do not. So, I'm moving on. But yeah, depending on how you can time it, or depending on how you time it, you can use this flame to your advantage. It is environmental, which means that other enemies can be affected by it. It's helpful. Now, there is an ambush point here. When you come through here, you're probably not looking up and around and all over the place. You're probably focused on where you're walking. Well, there's a fucking guy right here. And if you continue down there, he will end up behind you, which would be particularly awkward for me, considering that I'm not actually using audio prompts right now. I've got no game sound. You know what? Just get the fuck down here. I'm already annoyed that I wasted one on you. Or excuse me, wasted an extra one on you. So if you could just calm down. You wonder why this game pisses me off. I have to go a certain distance. I probably have to get close enough to engage the next enemy before he comes down. You know what? You're not worth it, but I'm going to throw 3 of these at you. Seriously. The main use of these lightning spears, because they don't deal much damage yet, is actually to coax enemies strategically. But I actually had to use that to kill him because he wouldn't come down. He wasn't even aggroed. His code is so strictly written to be the ambush enemy that literally attacking him and almost sending him off the platform he was standing on was not enough to actually bestir him. He just fucking stood there and like, oh, I can't attack until I'm the good ambush coming from behind. I believe the prompt is either to come in here or to be seen by this fucking enemy. There's no guillotine here, right? I don't think so. I'm just going to deal with him. I don't know if no, I can't do that attack because I'm bouncing off the fucking walls. By the way, you can actually get hit through the wall by this guy's attack. So if you think you can go around the wall, as I was sort of doing there, I had him targeted and then stood here, you can still get hit straight through that wall. So be very careful with what you're doing. It doesn't necessarily mean that you can't go behind that wall at all. It just means that you shouldn't do that and then expect the wall to take the hit and then you'll be safe. You simply will not be safe. It'll go straight through that wall and you'll be getting hit for a whole lot of your health because these guys at this stage in the game are very strong. Sorry for my unsightly finger, but it is what it is. At least I can play video games. So there is a very specific timing with this. This guillotine does come back down. Basically, you want to coax him over here, but then also get him to stand in one place at least for a little while. That might be enough. Let's see if it comes down. Yep, that was perfect. So it's difficult to get that perfect, There are other ways to do it more consistently. The way in which it worked this time was largely down to happenstance. It wasn't really due to perfect timing or something like that on my part. The only reason why he got hit by it, from what I could tell, is because he did a specific attack which required him to stand still for a moment. If he hadn't done that particular attack, he wouldn't have been hit by it. That's the point. There is a way to get that thing to fall on him consistently, which obviously doesn't require him to do a specific attack in order for that to work. It's a timing-based thing. I used to have it down correctly. I used to have it memorized, but not anymore. We've found our next bonfire. Now, if you pull this lever, that's going to actually, I don't think just for here, but pretty much for this whole area, remove the fire-breathing capability of these bullheads, for lack of a better way to refer to them. But at any rate, Agel's idol, we're actually inside the head of a giant statue at the moment. It will appear just here. So that statue there, the eye of the bull or the cow, whatever the hell you want to say, well, the eyes are right here. You can sort of tell based on the shape that it's actually a head of something that we are inside of. But yeah, there is a boss coming up that is, well, actually, come to think of it, I do need to purchase some life gems. I will do that now. But this upcoming boss is not all that difficult, but he is considered strong, and for that reason. And he's also like a great demon, is that how they're referred to? I don't remember. Or at the very least, he gives you a great soul. I don't remember how they are referred to in this game, but the point is that it's the end of the line. It's the last boss going in that particular direction, and so it's, it's effectively an archdemon from Demon Souls. That's the equivalent. So, with that taken into consideration, he is going to give you a decent number of souls. We've already killed one, and that is the boss that gave us the sword that we're currently using, the Lost Sinner. So this will be our second one, but this fellow does give us more souls again, and we're going to take advantage of the fact that he's a fairly easy boss fight by asceticizing the bonfire that is connected to him, and then killing him a second time for lots and lots of souls. As I explained in the previous video, it's not just the souls that you get from killing him, it's also the consumable souls that you get from him. So in New Game Plus, which is what we're effectively going to be fighting him in when we use a bonfire ascetic on his bonfire, he will actually drop not just his main soul, but an additional one. So he'll, when we kill him first, drop a single soul. Then when we kill him a second time, he'll drop 2. And the second one's going to give us even more souls. And quite frankly, I don't have a need for the weapons that are forged from that soul anyway. So I'm not really worried about perhaps squandering a useful soul, or perhaps misusing a useful soul. I will purchase, how many have I got? I've got none, so I'll just get 20, that's fine. I'm going to have a whole lot more souls in time to come. I had about 1,500, no, 15,000, sorry. Had about 15,000 just before. I'm now sitting on about 9,000. 9,015 if you need a specific number. I, of course, have to mention it because I am in front of the souls counter. It does essentially... I have a duty to inform you of what's written there because you can't actually check it for yourself. Let's go and equip our gems here. And yeah, the interesting thing about this boss is that the first time you fight him in any instance, so for example, if we fought him once here, then failed, and then fought him a second time, and he was somewhere else. Let me actually finish that thought first. So, the first time that you fight him in an instance, he will appear to the far right of the location. Yes, and then if you have to fight him again. Every single time after that, he will actually appear towards the center of the arena, we'll call it. And I would say that generally it's easier to kill him when he's a bit further to the right. Now, to clarify what I was trying to explain before, I was trying to say that if you had to get to that point in New Game where you were fighting him more than once and he was in that different position, if you went to New Game Plus, the first time you fought him in New Game Plus, he would be back towards the right the first time around. There is, well, you can't quite see it yet. Let's try to get a look at Agel's Idol, which I believe is how you would spell that, or rather pronounce that. There we go. Big fucking bull of sorts. It's a bit weird to see his mouth like that. What I do like is that the statue is actually grasping the building itself, which makes me wonder if it's actually a statue. I don't know. Maybe it's... No, it must be. Unless it was at one time a creature that had been hollowed out and turned into a statue. I don't know. It seems like a strange design decision to have it grabbing onto the building like that, but anyway. I think we're good to go. I wonder if this boss is weak to lightning in any particular way. I don't know. Yeah, it's actually surprisingly refreshing to have cool port when it's this hot. So, it worked in the end. Me putting that in the fridge. Alright, I'm ready to go. I will play the cutscene for you. He's basically a big demon-looking thing. Something out of the pits of hell is the appearance that he has there. But again, fairly methodical in the way that he moves. He telegraphs everything that he does fairly well. And across the board, fairly easy to deal with. Which is why we're going to take advantage of that. So, I'll probably hit him a little bit here. We can just go all the way to the edge here, hopefully. Oh no! Look at that. He fucking managed to get me. Speaking of managing to get me, he actually succeeded in fucking hitting me with an extended hitbox there. You know, I'm just going to get out of the way of that attack entirely. I'm not interested. You can see that the fire actually moves across the area a bit. Do want to get a bit of a hit in there. Oh, keep it. Fucking Christ. I have become quite complacent, I won't deny it. There are certain attacks that he does that are really quite dangerous. One dangerous attack is... like, well, that one's actually not so dangerous. There is an attack that visually looks the same as that, but he's actually got a big ranged fire attack attached to it. So he does a big two-handed slam, and then there's like a ranged effect as well, with lots of fire, and it is obvious when it's coming, because you'll actually see the fire gearing up to hit you. I almost fucking rolled off the edge. Now that is something that is more likely to kill you than this monster itself, or this boss itself. It's the arena that you find him in that's more likely to kill you. You can see that we're dealing pretty good damage against him at the moment. It's not going to be much different in New Game Plus. Should be going two-handed here. It makes a whole lot more sense. I'm actually not shielding at all, so there's the big fire ranged attack. You can pretty much get an idea for the range of it there. Just don't be standing too close to him. That would be what I'd recommend. And this is going to be the killing blow. Good night. He is in pain, and a great soul has been embraced. Although it may not look it, I did pretty poorly in that fight, which should give you some indication as to how easy he is to kill. So there you go. Sublime Bone Dust. That's not to suggest that if you've never fought him before, it's going to be super easy. I've fought him a lot, but yeah, I'm not going to pretend that that was a good attempt. That was pretty rough around the edges. A primal bonfire has been rekindled, so we are, I think, halfway through, you know, doing the primal bonfires. Unless there's only 3. I think there might be 4. If there's only 3, then so be it. I don't remember anymore. So, just for the sake of confirming one way or another, or rather one way or the other, I will actually look to see what the old Iron King soul gives me. I'm pretty positive it's nothing that I want, but it's good to check, and perhaps it would be informative for you guys to know as well, if you didn't want to search it yourself. Dark Souls 2, Old Iron King Soul. I'm going to be looking at the wiki.wiki because I would like to support a decent wiki as oh wow, there it is, yeah, it's right towards the bottom. For a brief moment I thought it wasn't even appearing on the first page of Google, which would have been quite horrendous. So we've got the Iron King Hammer. How's that? Does that have... Okay, so it has a scaling innately. Wait, what is that? I don't really want to guess what that is. I think it's magic. Yeah, so that's a magic scaling defaultly, which is not really what we want. Well, at any rate, I suppose there's one way for me to confirm that that's what I'm looking at. Yes, it is magic. So it has a magic scaling automatically. Is that right? Or is that a faith scaling? Let's have a look. Lightning. No, it's not faith. I'm just confused. I've forgotten. So basically there's... I don't even want to explain why it's not clear to me. It's just... one of the downsides to the wiki.wiki, I suppose. It's not as obvious. They basically put the stat bonuses in an order sequentially, and you just have to memorize, you know, where each bonus fits in that sequential order. But I've fucking forgotten, which is pathetic, but whatever. It's not as user-friendly, I suppose, but the information is generally better and more comprehensive on the wiki.wiki. That is the distinction that can be made between the wiki.wiki and other wikis. I don't think no, I don't want that. Pretty sure I don't want that. So, and if I've made a mistake, fucking bonfire aesthetic, right? It's not going to be the end of the world. Okay, let's investigate our stat situation. I'm interested to see what I can do, what I feel like I should be doing. Yes, I think attunement was one thing I wanted to pick up the slack on. Okay, we can take that to 20 and then I'll leave it alone for a while. This is the luxury of being able to grind souls. This would be a terrible waste if I didn't have access to more souls after actually killing the old Iron King with a bonfire ascetic. If I weren't doing that, I would not be putting 6 points into attunement like this, because that is an egregious waste of points at this stage in the game. But again, I'm grinding souls, so it's okay. How I'm going to approach it is I've set my attunement to 20, I've got 4 slots, that's going to do me until, you know, a much higher soul level. I'm not even really taking advantage of these slots. The reason why I'm doing it now is because I feel like I'm still in the early game and I'd like to get the basics over and done with first. For me, something like attunement is more of a basic, foundational stat, because things like, you know, if I'm doing a faith build, increasing my faith, even things like vigor and endurance, these are all things that I'm going to be working on progressively for the entirety of the build, whereas something like attunement really should be dealt with a little bit sooner. It doesn't have to be immediately dealt with, but it's not going to be quite the same as upgrading my faith very, very slowly and somewhat consistently across the whole life of the build. So, yeah, it's nice to get it over and done with now. Or perhaps not over and done with, I do want more than 4 slots all up. But it is good to at least put a little bit of attention and a little bit of investment into attunement now, so then I don't have to worry about it for quite some time. So, let's do that, and we'll go and get ourselves some more souls. Now, when you asceticize the bonfire, for Angel's Idol, which is, by the way, the bonfire that is linked to the boss. You have to be quite careful with that. If you are not sure... In fact, let me rephrase that. If you are not certain, absolutely certain, that the bonfire that you are asceticizing is linked to the boss that you want to kill again, check online, because you will be able to see which bonfire is linked to which boss. I think somewhere, it's probably on Vextra Life as well as other places, but Vextra Life might lay it out more clearly. For every single bonfire, you will have a list of possibly enemies that you can fight, and included in that will be a boss. So find the bonfire with the boss that you want to kill and asceticize that bonfire. It is not always clear, because Dark Souls 2 is not perfectly linear. So just take care, is what I would say. But yes, this particular bonfire is the one we want. Now, I should go and burn Sublime Bone Dust. I'm going to do it now while I'm thinking of it. It's not just because I want a more effective Estus Flask for the upcoming fight, it's also because if I don't do it now, I might totally forget to do it, and that would be annoying. I'm sure there are plenty of you who have experienced that, where you have Estus Flask shards and Sublime Bone Dust in your inventory, and then they go unused for quite some time, because you just didn't know you had them. I mean, you would have known at some point, but you essentially forgot. Alright, we're going to cast these into the Far Fire, I believe is the... No, some forces strengthen the Estus Flask. What the fuck was I just saying? How are we going for gems? Okay, we used one. I think that's manageable. Now, I still don't remember what this does. The nullify human effigies effect thing, I just don't remember. But it's not that important. Whether you do it or not is not hugely important. Why the hell? My Twitch playback randomly started up again on its own, and now I can't pause it. I mean, again, can I just remind you all that Twitch is rated something like 4.6 or 4.7 stars on the Google Play Store. Fuck every person who rated that 5 stars. I'm sorry, like, you're an absolute Twitch ball licker. Scrotum sucking lowlife is what you are. Anyway, sorry, it's just my personal opinion. You can always disagree. I'm not overly fussed. Okay. Oh, like I said, I'm not allowed to mention it. What I'm doing here should make it clear what I was going to mention. At that point, it's difficult to avoid. So I think I did just burn that, didn't I? Yes, I did. Again, I don't have audio prompts because I'm too lazy to, set up my audio so that I can hear the game. So there is an additional difficulty, and it is that Black Phantom down there. You are essentially turning this whole location into New Game Plus, so you will have the environment change a little bit. Obviously, all the enemies are going to be stronger, but as well as that, you will have additional enemies to contend with. One of them, or one such type of enemy, is a Black Phantom NPC. And, well, this is not really a Black Phantom NPC. Or no, it is. It's, sorry. It's a Black Phantom NPC wearing the armor of the regular enemies in this location. So, how I'm going to deal with this is I'm going to prompt this guy to come this way. This enemy. I don't want to say this guy. He's not really a friend and he's not all that intelligent either. I'm not going to be able to sit down and have a conversation with him. So I'm not going to call him a guy, I'm going to say an enemy. A foe. We coax him that way so that we can actually get in here. If we actually run straight in, it's going to cause problems. Because we're going to get stuck between him and the Black Phantom NPC that is pursuing us. Alright, so here we go again with this Old Iron King. Very strange name for a boss that looks like this, it has to be said. As you can see, two-handed, the damage is still appropriate. It's a little bit slower than it was before, but acceptable. Not good. You can see that I can take a hit, but it's not great. This is why it's helpful that I've increased the effectiveness of my Estus Flask. Now, the way to actually avoid getting hit by any of this fire is to actually stand in a position that's quite distant from where you're actually going to end up when you try to evade it, when he's doing that attack. So, if I stand here, for example, there is almost no chance that he's actually going to reach me when I go over there, but if I'm standing closer, it's really not going to work in my favor. You can actually hit his arm on the way back. This is probably okay. This should be fine. I hope. That's not okay. And it killed me because I did not actually top up my health enough. This is where the debate comes in my own mind. Is it easier to have him over there or towards the center? I will actually contend that it's easier to have him towards the center because you have a wider area to evade his attacks. Whereas in the case of him being positioned further to the right, you can't actually go to the right of him. He's already at the end of your walking area, your walking platform, so... There you go. You can tell that in terms of the amount of damage that he's dealing, it's definitely more than before. But he's the sort of boss that you can easily fight without taking a hit, so that's the reason why he's not actually difficult. There's not much margin for error when you get hit by his fire, but you know. Come and get me, ho ho. Ho ho. Gonna have to be faster than that. Get over here. Speaking of being fast. Whoa, I thought he was gonna do his little run. That really put me off. Okay. So it's fine that I failed that because it gives me the opportunity to showcase the other position that he stands in, so all's well that ends well. You'll see that he's going to appear right in front of us, and you can actually get hurt by his fire, so don't stand right there. Bad idea. Oh, he's doing the front attack. That actually has less travel than the other ones, so it's not as bad, but... Okay, he's doing the laser. I try to roll through the arm movement, because if you don't roll through the arm movement, that fucking laser from the palm, fire laser, I don't know. I say laser to describe how focused it is. But yeah, he will track you very well with that. So, I would recommend staying fairly close range, and then trying to roll through the frontal motion. That is not a ranged one, is it? No, it's not. So I can get in there and actually hit him. Ideally, twice. Doing better this time than we were last time, because to be honest, I actually find him easier to kill here. But I tend to dispatch him first try, just because he's not a very difficult boss. Alright, so basically if I stand here, you can actually evade the fire more effectively, even if it does travel all that way. You've got more time to avoid it. Perhaps not if you're being a fucking idiot and just like, oh, I'm just gonna walk over here, turn around, oh, there's the fire, and then I'm dead because I'm stupid. Fucking hell. As you can see, the solution to my failure here is really to just fully heal myself, because I can actually take a hit from that fire, but because I'm not fully healing myself, I'm getting one shot. So I need to really step it up a little bit, I suppose, and not become complacent and lazy and stupid. That really is as simple a solution as I can create for myself. Oh, fuck you. He's got a lot of health, by the way. That's why I'm not fighting him. Can he be killed? Yes. I'm killing the boss of the area after all. But it's just going to take a while, so I'm not going to waste your time or mine. Lightning short bow. Don't know why I even bothered. And take 3 on New Game Plus Old Iron King. I don't really want to be standing right there anyway, as I explained before. That's why you actually get in close after he's done one attack, because you're actually not sure if he's going to do a follow-up. Never be too certain. See? That's why you're getting close. The finer points of the confrontation are developed, or I suppose learned, when you have fought him a lot. And I have, you know, this is a guaranteed fight that I'll do a few times every build when I play this game. Okay, so following my own advice, I'm going to heal myself to full. That's important. I'd like to go in for an attack, but I don't want to be too overzealous. Well, I don't want to be overzealous, and I don't want to be too zealous. We're gonna do... No, you fucking asshole. Well, who's the asshole here? The boss or you, Doomlink? Because you are being an absolute turnip right now. Because that's a forward motion, it's easier to actually iframe that attack, by the way. That's why it's a perfectly viable counter maneuver to actually roll through the forward motion. Alright, so what I was trying to do was run. I'm holding the fucking circle button to run, and the game's just like, nope, you're not doing that. What are you talking about? I never detected that input. I'm Dark Souls 2. Fuck me. Alright, actually watch to see where the fire is going. I'm not at full health because I'm being a fucking idiot. Again. And if I get hit by this shit... I survived. And do you know why I survived? It's because I fucking healed myself. I would have failed if I didn't heal myself. You see, I know the solutions, it's just... It's a different fucking story as to whether or not you employ or implement the solution. That's the idea. I suppose implement is the word that I want. Just trying to... Whoa! Maybe don't, mate. Maybe fucking don't. You're putting me off, man. Alright, do a jump. Just do a jump and then a roll, and then that'll hopefully give me the time that I need to dispatch of the boss. Okay. So that's been done. One would hope it would be a little more difficult when you do the same fight in New Game Plus. By the way, you don't get another Sublime Bone Dust. It doesn't actually give you things like that more than once. But that's understandable. I have 117,986 souls, and that's without having actually consumed any of the consumable souls that dropped from the boss. So that's going to be quite good for leveling up, as you would imagine. Now, let's go ahead and do that. Soul of the Ineffable. So that was, I actually didn't check to see how many souls that was. What are you doing? Just fucking consume it, man. Don't waste my time. So we're almost at 200,000. We're going to be eclipsing that. It is 217,986 souls. That's a lot. If I really wanted to be greedy, I could do another one, because I do have another, whatever it's called. Bonfire Aesthetic, there you go. But I'm not going to do that. Hoo-wee. Lots of level ups. This is where we really, really get the choice. Yes, seek, seek, seek. Yes. Well, the poor lady has something to say every time you talk to her, but we almost never want to listen to her. So you just hear her only getting to say the first little bit of every sentence. Now, let's think about what we want to level up. As far as I'm aware, we don't need more dexterity than this. And I would go so far as to say that if I need more dexterity than this for anything, I'm just not going to make it. I'm not going to use it with the build. You have to actually be, particularly in a game like this for it to be meaningful still, you have to be quite strict with certain stats. You have to just say, nope, for this build, I'm not going to increase my stat beyond this point so that I can instead invest these level ups into a stat that's actually going to directly boost the damage of my build. So, or to make it effective in some other way. Your build starts to lose meaning. The reason why I say that it's particularly important for this game is because this is a game where you can very easily grind soul level. Very easily. So, you almost have the luxury, as long as you're willing to grind the souls, you almost have the luxury to do whatever the fuck you want with any stat. You just need to spend a bit of time grinding souls, that's all. And that's nasty. So, there you are. I'm not going to be doing a 30-30 build, that's no fun. But the build is generally going to be equal with strength and faith. Perhaps, we'll see. Maybe I need to develop that thought. I have not been touching Vigor, so I'm going to take that to 15 now. Endurance is, I'm going to say, less important than Vitality, because I do want to increase my equip load. This is going to be a build where I use heavier weaponry, so I would like to also be able to use heavier armor, but also not have my mobility compromised. Yes, I can use things like Havel's Ring, and, rings that just generally increase my equip load, but the solution is not to be fully reliant on rings. It is to make use of those rings, yet also have a strong basis through the level ups that you've actually done to facilitate the heavier, or the use of the heavier equipment that you wish to have on your build. So, yeah, let's take that to 25. I'm happy with that. You can see that I'm just doing a little bit of housekeeping at the moment. It's nothing like, oh, I'm going to become so strong with these level ups. It's not quite that. I'm just bolstering the build a little bit. Making it just a little bit more robust. We've already done that with Attunement, which was good. You know what? Scaling-wise, I think we want to focus on Faith. So we'll do that. There we are. There's a whole lot of souls that we just used, and I'm probably going to put a few more of... Well, I'm actually kind of happy with the number of life gems I have, so I may leave it there. So that is, for the most part, all we are going to do with this area. There is more to do. We've got Belfry Soul. Was that... No, that's Belfry Luna. I think Belfry Soul is actually here. Well, in this general area. Must be attached to the Sinner's Rise bonfires, actually. Because... Oh, no, it has its own one, I think. I think it has its own one. Anyway, those are all gargoyle boss fights that are optional anyway, and I don't like those fights in this game. The gargoyle fights in the first Dark Souls are pretty simple, but the ones in this game are just freaking annoying. So, Brightstone Cove may be where we continue. What are you doing? I meant to fucking press circle to go back and not cross to select. How incredibly frustrating. It's not what I want right now. What I wanted to do was actually go into the map room and just see if there are 4 candles to be lit. I'm pretty sure it's only 3, because at this stage I can't think of the other ones. So. Yeah. Whatever. In the Shaded Woods there are 2 doors that we need to progress through. One of them requires a ring that we're not going to get until much later in the game, and the other one requires that we kill these great soul-wielding bosses. Here we go. Well, we've already got 3 candles lit, so that's a good fucking start. If we did actually need 4, then we've already got 3 lit. I'm trying to remember which bosses those were. What was the one that lit the first candle? I don't fucking know. It doesn't matter. Apparently I've already got 3, and I know of another, so that should be all of them. That'll do me anyway. Oh yeah, that's right. There is another one. Not just the one at Brightstone Cove. There's actually one down there. Completely forgot about that. I'm probably not going to get the ring for it. I would prefer to get Laddersmith Gilligan to drop a ladder. But to be honest, you can survive it without... Oh no, you couldn't survive it without the ring. Not at this amount of health. Definitely not. So, anyway, that's a long story. I'll deal with that later. At the moment, I'm in the mood to do some Brightstone Cove. So let's go through it. Brightstone Cove is a little bit confusing. It's not linear at all. It's confusing, it's labyrinthian, and in my opinion, not very well designed. So, yeah, that's my impression. I'm going to show you how I progress through it, and to be honest, I'm only going to be sort of feeling my way awkwardly, so don't expect too much. Alright, what's over here? So, I don't know if I want to go down there. I'm going to assume that I don't. For the moment, I'm going to attack this spider. Ugh. You know what? I wouldn't be able to come back up here if I went down there, so I'm not going down there. Out of curiosity. Or for any reason. So, let's not bother. Let's snoop around here, shall we? Good day. For such a flimsy looking door, that required a lot of attacks with this very large sword to actually break it. I'll tell you what, like, if I had a wooden door and I had a sword like this, well, if I had a wooden door and someone else had a sword like this, and it took that many swings, I'd be ordering that door for my next premises. Because it's fucking strongly built. Despite its appearance. Alright, what's over here? I think it is the place that I want to be. If I am remembering this correctly. I'd like to backstab you. I completely fucking failed and almost rolled off the edge because, again, this game actually pisses me off. You can only make use of the targeting system to keep you on target if you literally do not touch your left analog stick. Fuck off. Actually fuck off. What a stupid design decision. Good day. These guys do hurt a little bit, as you can tell. Oh, I don't know why the fuck you just slid off the edge, because that is precisely what you just did, and that was very awkward for me. Or very unhelpful, at least. It's just, for fuck's sake. I'm so over this. I'm so over the mechanics of large weapons in this game. I'm just gonna get in there and fucking beat on them, you know. Sometimes, some confrontations actually call for, you know, methodical strategy, and then others just require a bit of beating on the enemy, and then... Yeah, so they've actually got a little counter-attack that they do when they die. Their legs swing forward and hit you when they actually die, and it's very annoying. Anyway, life jams. I will probably rest at a bonfire before I engage the boss. I do not want to be here at all. Not even a small part of me wants to be in there. And there is a little sorcerer over that way, but I'm not interested in him. Hold on. Where is this bonfire that I'm thinking of? Maybe it is over here. Yeah, I think it is over here. Well, I don't really know how to get to it without having to commit to going in that direction. You know what? Fuck that bonfire. Also, I say, but my concern at this time, can you just... Ugh, it's so annoying. I fucking hate this place. Oh, well, forget committing to anything, because I'm dead. So. I hate this place. It is designed terribly. Like, if I were making, I don't know, a fan-made map, maybe I would come up with a location like this. But for From Software in their official video game to come out with a location like this, it's an embarrassment. It's fucking terrible. It is a dog's dinner of a location. And you know, there were a lot of things that I took issue with in this game, and for some reason this location wasn't one of them, but, you know, after some years have passed and I come back to this fucking location, oh my god, why did I ever stand for this? Why did I ever sit here and think this was okay? This whole location is garbage. I'm sorry, like, I suppose I was just so overwhelmed with all of the things that I did hate about the game quite passionately that little things like this just slipped my mind, but god, this is poorly designed. Okay, so my objective at this stage is to really consume it. Oh, I've got a fucking crystal lizard there too. I would really like to kill that crystal lizard. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to kill you, and then I'm going to homeward bone, and then try my utmost to kill that crystal lizard. Yeah, congratulations. Okay, let's homeward bone. Well, homeward. There's no bone involved. And try that again. The fact that they make you manually sit at the fucking bonfire to get your stuff back, you know what? Which is to say, your Restus Flasks and your health, I mean, that's an insult. Dark Souls were like, you remember that streamlining they did the first, well, rather, remember the streamlining we did when we first introduced bonfires, so therefore it actually wasn't streamlining, it was just how it was designed. Let's make it less convenient, Pricks. Alright. I know it seems like I should have actually just run straight in there. Oh my god, the fact that they make you actually manually pick it up in this game. Can you fuck off, man? Well, what am I doing here? Can I jump out of the... Oh god. That's fine, let's come down here, heal with a fucking Estus Flask that I don't want to be wasting right now. And then we'll just beat on these enemies, because like I said, that can sometimes be the best option. And that's the durability destroying version of the plague frogs, by the way. Anyway. They're not frogs, but you know what I mean when I say that. Hopefully. The word that I would otherwise use has escaped me. I'm just beating on you because I... Oh, okay. Now, listen. It's important that I explain myself. I knew about that Black Phantom, but I genuinely thought that he wouldn't come if I was in soul form. I thought that I'd have to be alive. But apparently I don't. He fucking spawns anyway. Okay. I hate this place. I really do. It's nasty. I feel really detached from the game at the moment. Maybe it's because, you know what? I'm actually going to get some sound, because I get so fucking detached when I don't have game sound. At least from this game, I don't feel quite right at the moment. I felt like a passenger, like an observer, an outside observer, while actually playing the game this whole time, and it's put me off, so I need to try and immerse myself a little bit more, so that I'm not playing like shit in Brightstone Cove. How about that for volume? Is that alright? Yeah, that's okay. That's not too bad. Yeah, well, I've worked out that he always spawns. I was just going based on vague memories. I sort of thought, because I couldn't remember him always spawning, or at the very least I wasn't certain, I just evaluated it fresh, and I thought, no, it would make sense if he only spawned when you're actually alive and not in soul form. But no, that's not how that works. That'd be about right. Alright. I can hear the game now, and hopefully I can actually perform a little better too. One would hope. It's just annoying to have that extra thing to set up when you're doing a recording, but whatever. Speaking of spawning... Okay, that fucking crystal lizard is a one-time spawn. You know what, they are so stingy with these things. Can you get over here? It's not a fucking mystery, mate. I know you're here. Just fucking pursue me like all the other enemies in this game do. They usually do it so aggressively too. Yeah, whatever. Life gem, please. I'm not going to get that other bonfire because I don't really want to work out how to navigate the area right now. I'm not interested. There's a way to get to that bonfire and then get to here pretty quickly, but I don't remember anymore, and quite frankly, I'm not in the mood to work it out. It's pissing me off. Just the idea of it. Alright. Our friend the Black Phantom can come over here if he wants to pursue me. He's not too difficult to kill, but as you can see, he can cause problems if he catches you by surprise, which he technically did that last time. I am now swinging my sword inanely in a direction that does not correspond to the current position of the enemy that I'm trying to fucking hit. Because this game was designed by a team of specialized monkeys who were hell-bent on ruining something that should have been a flawless series. A flawless series. Why is that thing? It just fucking... I don't care what you're doing at this stage, just... don't cause me to coax that Black Phantom into attacking me from behind or catching me unawares. There you are. I never know where the fuck you are, apparently. Like I said, he's not very strong. He flinches fairly easily, as I recall, and... oh, yeah, okay. Wouldn't mind. Now, I did press the button to fucking parry, but apparently didn't want to happen. Yeah, okay, good on you, man. He gets fucking aggressive, doesn't he? This is why you should get aggressive first. I mean, don't be cute about it. Just beat his stupid Black Phantom ass. No, just... why are you so fucking slow the entire time, and then as soon as an opportunity is presented, you speed up? You become fucking Speedy Gonzalez II and literally break the sound barrier to take your opportunity to hit me. I mean, it's fucking... Now, that seemed like a bit of a bungled minute. Oh, congratulations, motherfucker. Seriously. Yeah, okay. How did that still hit me? Like, literally, your attack had concluded, asshole, and you still fucking hit me. I mean, oh yeah, I let go of my analog... You have got some fucking balls, mate. I've never had such difficulty with this fucking Black Phantom in all my life. Never had so much difficulty. I mean, look, I don't care if I'm playing like shit. I think the game was designed by a team of monkeys, okay? So, it doesn't bother me so much that I'm playing like shit. So... there you are. Fuck me. Oh, whatever. I'm used to these guys already having spawned, so I really wasn't... no, don't go in there. Just come over here. You don't have to worry about the spiders, I don't think. They are non-aggressive. The ones in that room. They'll fucking become aggressive under the right circumstances, but for now, I'm not really interested. See, even after all of my careful positioning, still got hit by those stupid legs. It's ridiculous. Alright. Now, I'm pretty sure that I'm alive right now, aren't I? Are they aggressive or non-aggressive? I was wrong about them being non-aggressive. I'm glad I didn't go all the way in there. My lightning spears will pierce them, but as you can tell, or as you can probably accept and understand, I'm just going to focus on hitting them manually. What I don't like is their range. Like, they will basically... or not just their range, I suppose it's a mixture of their range and also their speed. They can basically hit you before you can hit them when you get in range of them. And that is not okay. That pisses me right off. And then you fucking shield them and then they bounce so far that you can't even hit them back. What the hell? Anyway, there is a... summon sign. Oh, there was... oh, there must have been a summon sign in Scholar of the First Sin that I've gotten used to now. Okay, that's fine. There will be summon signs, plural, I believe, before the boss, so it's not a big deal. Hello. You seem a little confused, so I'll just get started. There's no need to wait for him to work things out. He wants to hurt me. Alright. So, how are our healing wares for the upcoming boss? Not great. So what I'm going to do is actually use a Radiant Life Gem, which is a little bit of a waste. But, well, perhaps it would be more prudent to actually equip these as well as my other life gems, so that if I do need to make use of them in the upcoming boss, I'm not awkwardly going into my inventory and manually consuming them that way. That's no fun at all. I don't think I get invaded when alive in here, so I should be alright. Watching out for any spider ambushes, of course. There's another pathway down here, which I want to drop onto. Alright, so I just need to make sure that I don't get overrun. It's very easy to think that you're fine and then just run into danger and get attacked. You can see that I'm being approached by a lot of spiders here. It might look like a lot, but it's going to be a whole lot more if you go down there before engaging these spiders here. So, you know, take your time with it. Like I said, it's tempting to just run away from danger, but don't. Try not to. There's more spiders here, and quite frankly, it makes more sense to, when I'm one-shotting them, attack them all when I've got a little bit more control. Instead of letting them overrun me. Just take them out one at a time, and it'll make a difference eventually. They'll all be dead, and then there'll be no threat. Okay, so I want to make sure that I've dealt with all of these spiders before I actually summon anyone, because I want to ensure that anyone that I do summon is going to have all of their health for this boss. That's the idea. I think there's one summon sign back here, yes. Ashen Knight Boyd. And I believe that he's reasonably good. Corrosive Urn, not really interested in those. Maybe it's only the one summon sign. Yeah. I don't really mind, I only need one other guy, to be honest. That should do me. Oh, hello, you're still here. Despite the fact that I've basically... Oh, are you kidding me? This is not okay! Do you know why this is not okay? It's because this is a game where you just don't have repair powder. You just don't have it. It's not here. So, what, I'm going to have to use my fucking Pursuer's Ultra Greatsword, which is so much weaker. I mean, this weapon's already going to be doing less damage because it's almost broken, so fuck. I literally have to play with a handicap right in time to fight the boss. What a fucking joke. Add some spice to it, doesn't it? Brilliant. Let's see how we go. At least we've got Ashen Knight Boyd. I don't even want to watch this cutscene. I'm just going to fight the boss, please. Now, fortunately, this is a weapon that has a horizontal strike, which is sort of what you want for this boss, because you can... Well, I don't know if it's really obvious, but basically the face is protected. Oh, thank God I'm still one-shotting the spiders. I would have been really pissed off if I wasn't. I don't like how much damage the spiders are dealing to me. I don't know how much the spiders respawn, by the way. Not at this stage familiar with how frequently they respawn. I just hope that I'm not wasting my time by attacking them like this. Ashen Knight Boyd is doing a good job. For those unfamiliar with this boss, basically you've got two heads here, but only one of them can engage you at a time. So if you have a friend... Why am I being aggressed by a fucking Stop it. I'm being aggressively... Oh, that's why. It's because this spider's still alive and I've attacked him before. This is where Lightning Spear comes in handy. Oh. That spider got fucking killed and I wasted my Lightning Spear, whatever. Yeah, look out, mate. But, basically, the sides of the head are protected. So it really helps to have a vertical strike. I'm actually quite used to fighting the New Game Plus version of this boss, because you actually need to fight the New Game Plus version of this boss, which will usually require a bonfire ascetic, to get the Moonlight Greatsword in this game. And it's annoying. It's not a happy time. You can see that things get very confused when the boss doesn't actually know which head to attack with. It starts turning around and jerking and doing unpredictable things like that. Actually hard to see which head it wants to attack with. Alright, so we're almost at the point... yeah, well, congratulations. Why are you so fucking... mobile, is the question. Ashen Knight Boyd has definitely done good work. Not just in terms of dealing damage, but also in terms of creating a distraction. Actually occupying the boss while I, you know, organize myself. Boyd has been killed, or vanquished, however you want to say that. I have spiders to contend with, I also have a boss to contend with, and it's just me now. First time we've seen the laser. I don't know if that's really helpful to go and attack this side. It's certainly not helpful when you completely miss your opportunity to attack. But anyway. That's really nice when you go and attack one of the small minions and then you instead hit the fucking boss and just bounce. Pointlessly. Love that. Yeah, fuck off. You see, this is why I'm attacking the small spiders. Congratulations. Have a fucking award. From me. Get away from that shit. I'd love it if the small spider... What did I even get killed by? An attack hit me that didn't deal all of my health, and then I just got killed by some other environmental thing. And I don't know what it was. It looked like I didn't have all my health taken from that attack that killed me, but whatever. I fucking hate this place. I'm so not in the mood for it right now. But you know what I'm really not in the mood for? Having the wrong fucking weapon to actually fight the boss. I mean, what a joke. It breaks by the time I get there. Eat my ass. See, this is the problem with this system. Weapons are generally less durable in a game where you don't have to manually repair them. But guess what? I liked being able to manually repair them. Because that's not inconvenient. That's the funny thing. They make it look like it's more convenient to recover the durability of your weapons at the bonfire, but they actually use it to fuck you in the ass. That's what they use it for. Every little aspect of the game has just been made more obnoxious, or every little aspect of the formula has been made more obnoxious in this particular expression of it. It's horrendous. Like, for... why on earth? So, fine, I'll just use this fucking weapon to get the... Or, better yet, I'll just fucking run through the enemies. I don't give a shit. I am at that point where I've demonstrated the location. I've fucking demonstrated it, so... And I would have killed that boss if I were using the correct weapon, so... That's it. I think I'm fucking ready to just get to the boss. I don't care, I've done it before. It can be done. And that Black Phantom shouldn't respawn. If he does, then fuck him. He doesn't, which is fortunate. I'm just trying to remember how to survive the spider situation. So, oh, he comes straight out, which is good. Thank God he's so aggressive. That's really good. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to use a... No, that's really helpful that when I fucking fall, that whole menu disappears. That's cute. Real cute game. Real helpful too. I sort of understand why that's part of the way the game's designed. Oh, this is really unhelpful. I need some... Yeah, okay, no, I don't think that's going to work. Let's redo that. We're going to use the same strategy again, believe me, but I do need some more life gems before I attempt this boss one more time. So, let's go and purchase some. We do have some souls to consume to give ourselves some currency. Of course, all the souls that we had accumulated are currently sitting in that boss room, so I have to do this. There is a general rule when it comes to souls that when you fail, you cannot allow yourself to become impatient. But there is an exception. If you know how to approach the game impatiently, it's okay. And I happen to know how to do that. It's merely a coincidence. But yeah, I'm just gonna run through this fucking crap. I've had enough. You know, I've accumulated the souls from killing all those enemies up until that point, and they're sitting in the boss room. So I'll go and get those, but yeah, that's the reason why you don't just run through all the enemies in the game. It's not helpful. You want to actually get the souls from the enemies. That's how you level up your character as you progress through the game. But under these circumstances, you had best fucking believe that I'm not going to waste my time killing all of those enemies again. It's simply not happening. I mean, quaint thought. You know what's even more quaint? Getting stuck on that fucking cart that's sitting there, achieving precisely nothing. Like, precisely nothing. Now, come over here, yes. I love how aggressive you are. I absolutely love it. I adore it. Because it allows me to get straight up this ladder without having to deal with those fucking spiders. How about that? Dark Souls 2 making the enemies super aggressive backfires. Who would have fucking thought? Now, I don't think I'm being pursued by those other spiders, so that whole impatient strategy I think has come to an end. Which would only sensibly come to an end in the event that I was not being pursued by those spiders from that previous room. If I am being pursued by them, then I'm kind of fucked. But I should be okay. An annoying situation to be in is being chased by a million spiders down here while you try to summon Ashen Knight Boyd. That is crap, and you don't want to be dealing with that. Ugh. The tracking of weapons in this game actually makes me want to claw my eyeballs out. Okay, let's try to round them up. I want them in something of a line. I just want them to be more controlled. I don't want them coming from multiple directions. It's not going to work. Might help to do this. Yeah, hit one. Hit one. And then achieve almost nothing. That's great. Yeah, come on, hit me again, motherfucker. Do it. So the reason why I stand there with my shield raised is because I consider this enemy to be unpredictable. I don't know what it's going to do. I don't know when it's going to attack. Ashen Knight Boyd, get yourself over here. At once. Okay. Take 2 on this boss, this time with a weapon that's actually appropriate for the fight. Because my other sword remains unupgraded, whereas this one is upgraded and is specifically designed to deal lots of damage courtesy of my build and the skills that have been leveled up in my build. That's the point. Okay, let's do it. Duke's Diffrail. Isn't it nice and quick to just run through the fucking area and get it done instead of wasting time? Whoops. You have decided to attack me. Why? I am moving my analog stick in your direction! Do you not understand this? Oh, fuck you. It's just, I'm struggling with the basics of swinging my fucking weapon. Like, literally, swinging my weapon at an enemy right in front of me has left me bewildered, confused, and fucking exhausted. I mean, really. I think it's just exhaustion that has accumulated from many years of playing this goddamn game. That's my guess. It turns out that this greatsword actually doesn't deal that much more damage than the other one. which suggests to me that this boss is fairly resistant to thunder damage. What the fuck was that? It didn't do anything. Absolutely infuriating. Hello? I mean, Mother Teresa would be sharpening her knives looking for her next victim. Yeah. Do your lovely little pincer attack and then I'll get in there and fucking beat on your stupid little red-eyed head. Going two-handed does actually have a noticeable effect. Get the fuck... Love getting stuck on the legs, hey. Yeah, you swing over there. Miss Seesaw Monster. Or boss, whatever. Monster works, I suppose. Yeah, I suppose this does deal more damage. I don't think it's just circumstance that has led me to almost have this monster killed with Ashen Knight Boyd still doing quite well. I think it's honestly the damage dealt by this weapon. It must be more. It just didn't seem like as much as I was expecting it to be, but... yeah. Wasn't too fucking bad. And you're dead. Goodbye. What? What? No. I was actually convinced of the fact that the boss was dead because I attacked the boss after thinking it was dead and then it still maintained its animation. And then it turns out, oh no, it's still alive. I mean, what the actual fuck? I could have technically failed right there, so... glad I didn't. Really glad I didn't. Why on earth would I use the fire longsword here? I mean, that's so boring. People who still use the fire longsword in their builds for this game. Like, reminder, it's not April 2012. No, sorry, April 2014. I don't know, my brain has left the building. I am just exhausted from having to fight through Brightstone Cove. Fuck this place. Ugh. Great Soul Embrace. You actually have to go there to embrace it. So, Vengal's body is going to be over here. This is the fucking beauty of this boss. If you've already killed this boss, don't think that that's all you need to do. There is more that needs to be done in this life. So, ideally, you've still got some healing wares on you. This is not Vengal's body, but we will be fighting Vengal's body momentarily. Brightstone Key, Fragrant Branch of Yore, and Dark Quartz Ring. Now the Brightstone Key, at this stage, it escapes me as far as where I'm supposed to use that. But here is Vengal's body. I'm just going to watch to see how he fights. I don't remember how he fights, so I'm going to find out. How do I shield him? I don't seem to shield very well. I'm not sure how... He seems to be able to see me better than, for example, the old hero from Demon Souls, but... anyway. I think you can stop now, mate. I ran out of stamina. Anyway. That's Vengal. And then you've got the rest of Vengal's armor. Now, for many people, the head of Vengal, like the actual armor piece, the head is actually very strong. You'll find that the armor is also very strong. Vengal's armor. Look at that defense. It even knocks the Drangleic set out of the water. And it's only slightly heavier. So, it's very good. Oh, I didn't really intend to equip it. I'm still moving alright, so maybe I will just have it equipped. That's fine. That is quite a lot heavier, so... But it makes sense for me to do this because I actually did increase my endurance a little bit, so... To be able to equip stuff like this. I will keep the Jester's Gloves so that I can get more souls, though. I think that's helpful. Yeah, I don't know why they removed him either. Every time I came here in Scholar of the First Sin, I was half expecting to fight him, and then I would see that he wasn't here, and then I'd go, oh yeah, they removed him. So it's refreshing to actually fight him again here. A twink of the First Sin edition? Is that what goes on in there? I actually don't keep up with the PvP community at all, and if I get invaded by idiots, like actual idiots, I'll just fucking... I'll Alt F4 those little bastards and I'll play offline, like I don't care. I've Alt F4 assholes before, and when I say assholes, I mean people who literally are just there to troll you. They're not there to actually have a confrontation with you and then there's a chance you might win. No. This is none of that. Well, under circumstances where I'll do things like Alt F4 and just fucking ruin their opportunity. Alright, so we've got not many souls compared to what we had before. I don't think this soul is helpful. I'm going to double check to see what can be done using this soul. Don't think anything of real interest. I think it's a rapier or something, like a silk rapier. I can't even remember what the stat scalings are, but anyway, let's check Dark Souls 2. Soul. Freya Soul. Let's check for extra life, only because it's in dark mode and I just don't want a brilliant glow on my physical appearance right now. Spider's Fang, Spider's Silk. Okay, let's have a look at them. I knew that there was something to do with silk. So, Spider's Silk is the rapier. It's got scalings that don't particularly interest me. No. It's very much a dexterity thing. And the same can be said of the Spider Fang, so I'm not interested. We will consume it. It's 25,000 souls, which is better than nothing. We are currently sitting on just under 85,000 souls. Okay. So, how long have I been live for? I've been live for 1 hour and 34 minutes. I would say that despite the fact that I did fail a little bit with the Old Iron King and also had to do 2 attempts of the Duke's Dear Freya, that we've actually achieved a decent amount in this time. So, not too bad. Not too bad. Let's go and do some leveling up, shall we? Proceed, bearer of blah blah blah. How many times can we level up? 4 times. I will take you to 35 because it just looks good. And then, I don't know what. More vitality. Oh yeah, I said I increased my endurance. I meant to say that I increased my vitality. It's just old habits. I'm very much used to equip load being linked to endurance, so yeah. Hopefully when I said that I had increased endurance, you understood what I was saying and didn't become immediately confused. What does he mean, endurance? Endurance doesn't have anything to do with his ability to equip more armor? What? Yeah, well, like I suggested, I'm sure that didn't confuse you. Anyway, so maybe some more points into strength. Like I said, I did work on this stuff, so maybe we could go for a bit more damage with the weapon. You can actually see there's not a huge increase here. These 3 points. Wow. 2 extra points of damage on this weapon. I suppose it's not a very strength-heavy damage. Let me rephrase that. It's not strength-heavy scaling on this weapon. It's more of a strength requirement to wield it, and then after that, I suppose most of my scaling is through faith. I will double check that, but... Okay, how about I just level up my faith for now, and then I'll see what I've got going on. I may actually keep my strength at 30 for a while, and then just focus on faith. Right. It's actually more sensible at this stage to increase my faith. I'll do that. In other words, if I want more damage, increase faith, not strength. Okay. Very good. I didn't know that they got rid of hex spells. Are you saying that in Scholar of the First Sin they actually removed some hexes? I genuinely didn't know about that. If that is the case, then that's some real crap. Some real crap. Now, I'm glad that I actually left enough souls to get... Well... No, I decided not to get the ring, didn't I? Should I get the ring or should I get his stupid ladder? Let's see what the cost difference is. It's probably 10,000 for the ladder and then maybe 15,000 for the ring. Let's see what's going on. I seem to remember it as about 13,000 for the ring. It was a weird number if I remember right. I will learn your gesture. Set up ladder. Yes, yes. Your longest ladder is 12,000. Okay, the longest ladder is 12,000, and if I remember correctly, the ring is almost the same amount. About 1,000 more than that. Hello, cat. What's going on? The cat talks and is in fact a vendor, and she will sell us the cat ring. She will also allow us to abandon covenants, as you can tell. Yeah, 13,400. Okay. I'm getting the fucking ring. That ladder can actually fuck off. I can't believe that ladder is so expensive. I'll just get the ring. I'm glad that I actually left enough souls to be able to do that. So I should have enough health. 1,286 HP. So if I equip that ring, we should be able to land and survive the fall. Hopefully. Otherwise I'll have to increase my vigor a bit more. Let's find out. I absolutely survived that. I'll keep the ring on here. Oh, and from the base game. Didn't know they cut it from the base game. That's a real shame. Pharos Lockstone. What am I doing? Like, literally, what am I doing? Let's try that again, but minus the retardation if we can. Just cut that out. Fuck. Like, I wasn't saying anything, but in my mind, I was essentially going, well, what am I doing? It's so high up here. Oh, step carefully. Whoops. That was basically what was going on in my head. Fucking hell. It's time to wake up. The most uncoordinated fucking Souls player ever. Anyway. Yeah. Gonna have to do a little bit of camera work because I'm still getting used to this analog stick, actually. Like I said, it's not that it's less accurate, it's more that I'm just fucking doing weird things. And it's just not... It's out of my comfort zone, it's not what I'm used to, you see. There are other places for me to go, but you see, that ladder is going to lead me to something that I can't open right now, so I'm not going to bother with it. I'm just going to drop down on this ledge and... That's our continuation point. This is going to take us, ultimately, to the last major boss for us to kill before we pass through a door that requires us to kill all the major bosses, of which there are apparently 5. Even though I thought there were 4. Because I thought about it, and I'm like, okay, what bosses haven't I killed? And then I remembered this one. Because, you know, I haven't been to the gutter yet. It's not the boss of the gutter, but it is the final boss that you kill. Well, the last boss in this direction after having passed through the gutter. And I would say that the gutter is a fairly memorable location. I'm going to undertake to get that done in this recording. I don't really care about going over 2 hours. I'm not concerned about that. You guys get 2 hours and then that's it. I've got a tight schedule. No. I'm in the mood to commit to that, and then I'll probably finish things up at that point, but I would expect another hour and a bit. Now, A word of warning to all new players, do not use your Pharos Lockstones in this location, because they are going to be terribly wasted. I don't really think there is a single Pharos Lockstone that's really worth using here, so my general advice would be, don't use any here. You certainly don't need any to get to the end of this, and there are a lot of trap Lockstones as well, like, or locks. We'll say Pharos locks. So, there you go. A Gaming thinks that the gutter is the worst area in this game. I would disagree. I actually think Brightstone Cove is worse. As in the part leading up to the Duke's de Freya. So, that's my opinion. It's not like I think the gutter is amazing. It's just, at least it's got some fucking character. Whereas Brightstone Cove, like I said, looks like a fucking fan-made DLC. It's just awful. It's fucking bad. Alright. So we've got some small rats to contend with in the meantime. Basically, there is a boss here. But he doesn't spawn immediately, so you can hang around in the corner if you want. These rats probably just infinitely spawn. I don't remember if killing these... Well, maybe they don't infinitely spawn. Maybe they actually are the rats that contribute. No, there is no rat that contribute. No, okay. So this is not like the congregation where killing the small rats is actually going to help in dealing damage to the boss health meter. There is one single boss rat. You just have to wait for him to spawn. I think... Yeah, I don't know if his health bar is just going to appear when he spawns, I think you have to just look for him. The funny thing is that the boss rat looks very similar to the other ones. He's barely larger. The noticeable difference in design is thicker back hair. Is he still not fucking spawn? Oh no, maybe... Oh, okay, maybe you do have to kill a certain number of rats for him to spawn. That might be what it is, yeah. Okay, how about we do that then? That might be sensible. You know, he comes in to defend his brethren. Or something. I don't know what it is, but it's fucking gross. This whole place is fucking gross. I haven't done much of the Rat Covenant stuff, but, you know, why would you? Ugh. I just feel so limited in my movements. There he is. Wait, no. Thought I saw black on the back of the rat, but no. That was just the background. But yeah, I just feel that with this weapon... There you go. Royal Rat Vanguard. Here we go. Where did he drop? There he is. Fucking large-haired creature. He's really not very different from the rest. I'm out of stamina. And then as soon as you kill him, the rest of the rats... Get the hell out of there. They lose all confidence and retreat. And then there's another rat. This one is disgusting. Look at it. Oh. The most diseased, half-dead looking rat you've ever seen in your life. Talks like a normal person. Mm-hmm. Humans bring nothing but filth. You know what? I will leave you to your devices. Seriously, like I'm not interested, mate. Let's get this item, Pharos Lockstone. Not much compensation for a person who's used, you know, all their Pharos Lockstones going, oh, which one do I activate? It's so confusing. Well, the trick is you don't fucking activate any of them. That's the trick. That's the solution. Alright. So, we'll drop down here. Ugh, almost rolled in a weird direction. Hello, I'm not fighting you right now. I'm not interested. Sorry. I'll fight you another time. I'm probably limiting the number of petrified dragon bones I can acquire by being dismissive of these fucking crystal lizards, but, you know, I'm not dismissive of them because I don't think they're important. I'm dismissive of them because I'm trying to maintain some form of mental stability. Because I'm not going to have any fucking mental stability if I keep... Oh, you know what? Get a fucking life, hey? Get a fucking life. I don't have much health to be dealing with it. I don't have much health to be dealing with these guys, okay? I really don't. I don't think I can take a hit from them. Talk about fucking anus clenching. Fuck. Alright. I think it's this direction. Well, there's an enemy that I can fight over here. And he might be protecting a chest, I think. I'll fight him first. No? Don't know what the fuck I'm remembering then. Whatever. Let's go this way then. I knew that there was an item to pick up over here, but somehow I had conjured into my mind something that simply did not exist, unless that was from Scholar of the First Sin. I don't know. Oh, okay. You can use the Lockstone in Scholar of the First Sin to endlessly grind the Red Phantom here. Okay, I didn't know about that. Did not. Sounds like another way to make money, though. Why not? Why the hell not? He only spawns in Scholar of the First Sin, apparently. Look how much fucking damage I lost! Or rather, look how much damage I took and how much health I lost by falling a height that a regular human could drop and actually not be even slightly harmed. I mean, what the fuck is with these jelly-legged characters in Dark Souls 2? It is pathetic. It is literally the fucking definition of pathetic. I mean, who the fuck has the patience for a game that makes your character take that much damage from falling like a regular distance? I mean, just fuck off. It's an embarrassment. Can you stop poisoning? Can you stop? I am infuriated and I've only just entered this area. Where the fuck am I going? Normally I'm not so lost. Normally I've got a pretty good idea of where I'm going in the gutter, but can I make that jump if I go there? It looks like I can, so let's just give it a fucking try, hey? Yeah. I just impaled myself! Holy shit! Now, I don't know if I must have fallen to my death. Like, I must have just died from the fall and, you know, a combination of that and being poisoned. But wow, that was precisely an impalement motion. Holy shit. Well, I've played a lot of Souls in my time, but I've never impaled myself on the fucking bonfire. That's a new one. That is a seriously new one. Wow. There's a first time for everything. I just loved how I was perfectly positioned to have impaled myself. But yeah, it was just falling damage. It's just, oh, that was perfect. Totally mitigates and nullifies any amount of frustration that I would feel from having died in that situation. Okay, I'll wear the fucking cat ring, because there is such an insane amount of fucking fall damage that I have to deal with in this game. I will use the fucking cat ring so that I can pretend like I'm playing a game where my character doesn't almost die from falling tiny fucking distances. Where did the lizard go? Did the lizard drown? I don't know, but I'll tell you one fucking thing. Almost everything about this game is pissing me off right now. And it's not me. It's not me being, you know, precious. I don't fucking care, man. I just don't. My care factor is just infinitesimally small right now. It could not be measured. It's so small. I just want to continue, please. I don't even remember where I usually go in the gutter to not do what I did just then. Fucking Christ. Fall through the floorboards. Okay. I mean, I don't know. I can tell you that there was a time when I used to play this game and I didn't actually have any second thoughts as to where to go, and I would go in the right direction, but, you know, some time has passed and I have not been playing recently, I guess. Is it safe to fall through here? I don't think so. Nah, can't be safe to fall. Whoa. Wait, I want to go this way. I don't know how many souls I had. Let's see. Well, I came back here for 16,000 souls. I'd say that's worth it. Now let's figure out where the fuck we're going. Do you reckon I can survive the fall if I have the cat ring? I'd reckon. Let's give it a try here. Yeah, there you go. That's what you want. Fucking cat ring. Surviving regular falls thanks to the cat ring. Get the cat ring today. You can essentially play a regular Souls game, but in Dark Souls 2, thanks to the cat ring. Get it now. From the cat that talks. Like a human. Fuck off. Anyway, here we are. In the gutter. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna be cute. I'm gonna light my way. I'm actually not doing this for me, I'm doing this for you guys, so that you can actually see where the fuck I'm going. Because I would say that something that I can see might not necessarily be something that you can see at home. As for where the fuck I'm going now, there we go. I worked it out all on my own. Hey guys. Give me your torch, and I am moving on. I will not be lingering in this place, let me tell you. It's going to be my first confession to all of you. I am not hanging around to try and, you know, pillage this place for all it has to offer. This is not happening. Not interested, because quite frankly, the sooner I'm out of here, the happier I'm going to be. While I did say that I preferred Brightstone Cove to this place, excuse me, the other way around. While I did say that I prefer this place to Brightstone Cove, that does not by any means serve as some kind of praise for the gutter. I fucking hate the gutter. I think I go up, don't I? That's right. Don't direct me, by the way. I don't need direction in here. I don't even know where you would start as far as directing me. It'd be quite confusing, but anyway. Go away, motherfucker. Yeah, I'll work out where I'm going, don't worry. I've had many journeys through the gutter. Perhaps not recent ones, but there we are, just down there. Wait. Well, yes, that would make sense, wouldn't it? Enemy ahead. Well, you know what? Not helpful, mate. Not fucking helpful. That message just got me killed. What the fuck? I walked to the thing, like the torch, to light the torch with my torch, or whatever you'd call that. And instead of lighting it, I'm reading a message. And I would have been able to deal with that whole situation 10 times better had I just been able to light the fucking thing when I intended to light it. But no, some prick drops a fucking message in the worst possible place. There's an enemy. Okay, well that's real helpful, but because you put the message there, I got killed by the enemy that you were warning me about. Prick. Fuck you. Like, literally, go and fuck yourself. Oh. I'm helpful. I'm dropping a message right where someone wants to interact with something. Reconsider life, is what I would say to you, mate. Alright, do I have any poison moss? Because I'm in desperate fucking need of it. I do, thank God. I think I have an enemy behind me, but right now the priority is consuming that fucking moss clump. Because that was some nasty poison that I was being affected by there. Hello. I want your torch. I don't really want to deal with this enemy up ahead, but you know what? I feel a whole lot better about it. Knowing that I don't have to deal with that enemy, the one that sort of literally trips over and kills you while tripping over. Don't have to deal with him anymore, so that's done. Don't turn away from him and walk off the edge because the game's poorly designed. Because the game thinks that because I'm targeting an enemy, I actually want to attack somewhere else. It's like, can't go there. No. Actually, no. Incredible thought, but no. I want to attack the thing I'm targeting. Fuckwit. Stupid game. It's extraordinary that anyone would be expected to put up with this crap. Come on, light the fuck... Yeah, come on. Surprised there isn't a message here. Just to fuck me up. Because it's being helpful. Look who's behind this guy. Dealing with both of you is really not what I want to handle right now. I did have my shield raised, but that means nothing to the game itself. We're getting there, slowly but surely. Don't know where that would take me. Right now, I'm not especially interested. Trying to remember... I don't want to jump onto that, do I? Maybe I do. Let's find out. What does it look like when Doomlink doesn't have the torch? Well... this is what it looks like. It's not very clear, is it? I don't know if I want to jump over there. I suppose I do. I don't think you have to do it, but I'm going to do it because that's the direction I'm going in right now, and I really don't want to figure out where else I can go. Because it's the gutter. Yeah, congratulations. This is definitely not the route that I usually take. Hand on heart. Almost never take this route. My heart's here. But yeah, that's not normally the route that I take, but whatever. It worked, and that's what matters. Sorry, just need to get the fake wallets here. Okay. We're making some progress. You know what I will do? Because I don't trust... Fuck off. Because I don't trust this place, I'm actually going to try and level up with these souls. Or at least try to make use of them. This game is infuriating, by the way. Just for anyone who needed to know. I don't know what my soul requirement is, but I've got 22,258 souls. That has to be enough to level up once. It is. Okay. Faith to 39. Thank you. And to the gutter. Central gutter. Makes it sound like you've still got a long way to go. You don't, fortunately. You just have to go down some ladders and then you'll be out of this shithole. I'm keeping the cat ring on. I haven't forgotten that I've got it. I'm just keeping it on because if I do drop at some point, I'd rather survive rather than die. If you'd forgive me for that rather eccentric preference. No. I know a bullshit ladder when I see one. An untrustworthy ladder. Alright. These guys are dangerous. You may see them and think that they are regular old enemies. They are not. Perhaps they are technically regular by design, but they wield dark weapons that deal a whole lot of extra damage outside of the physical damage that they would otherwise be dealing. Keep the hell away from them. They hurt. They probably deal, you know, a third of my health or more at this stage. Alright. These are bad for equipment durability, in case you needed to know. Fuck you. Ugh. At least I think they're bad for equipment durability. There is a chest here somewhere, I think. Am I correct? I swear there's a chest. There's also something that you can get by climbing one of these ladders. You just... I don't remember now. Doesn't matter. Let's just drop down here. Thank God I've got the cat ring, right? Fucking hell. Another fragrant branch of yore. Lovely. Let's just get out of this place. I'm so ready to get out of this place. I'm just exhausted. Okay. Yeah, I never played the alpha of this game. I just pre-ordered it and got it on release. Alright. Now... we do still have the Royal Rat Vanguard soul, but I'm not really too fussed about it. As far as not being too fussed also, I'm not too fussed about going through this area slowly and carefully. I'm just going to blast through it. There are ways to take it slow, but I'm not going to be doing that. May as well pick up this stuff. Why am I poisoned? Why? Literally, why? It's fine. I know you're there. That is by the by, if you would understand. Alright, here's the bonfire. Rest of the bonfire. Don't fucking waste time, you know. Straight through. Dickworms, says A-Gaming. Yes, dickworms. I mean, they're probably more similar to vaginas than dicks, but anyway. Do I need... well... Can't I summon Lucatiel for this fight? I think I can. Let's find out. If I can, then she should be here. I swear I can summon someone. I think the summon sign's out here somewhere. Maybe it's in that cave. I don't fucking know where it is. There's definitely a sign. Somewhere. Let's find out. Let's find out. There's a sign. Maybe I should... oh my god, who has the fucking patience? Lone Hunter Schmidt. Come on, Schmidt. Fucking Helmut. Helmut Schmidt. Fucking German motherfucker. Let's consume the poison moss as quickly as possible. And it looks like Mr. Schmidt has become poisoned. He hasn't even fucking started the fight. Christ, you get in here, mate. You get in here right now. Skip this fucking cutscene. Get this started. It's the rotten, everyone. You can actually cut his arm off and he becomes crippled and can't do shit. I don't know if I'm going to try to do that this time around, but I'd like to attempt to do it. Let's try it, hey? It's just generally safer to not be on the side of his swinging hand. But I really want to cut that fucking arm off just to demonstrate it, you know. Don't throw me in the fire. That is literally going to raise my chances of failure to almost 100%. This Lone Hunter Schmidt has almost achieved nothing. I'm going to put it out there. He has almost fucking achieved nothing. He was practically dead by the time he was engaging this monster, or this boss, whatever. Really want to cut that fucking arm off. It would please me greatly. Alright. Come on, boy. If I do get hit, I'm in trouble because I'm going to get launched into the... fuck off. I'm going to get launched into the fire. And now it's life gems. That's all I've got. Well, I made an attempt. You can't deny I made an attempt. Yeah, whatever. Pushing me in the fucking fire? Literally your body pushing me into the fire. Go fuck yourself. Prick. I don't even think that there's any real point in summoning Mr. Helmut Schmidt. Seriously. That's alright. Just have to play it smart, pretty much. I was being very aggressive in that fight in general. Please don't poison me. Please stop! Just fucking don't, man! This is what is so insufferable about this location. I do not want to take the time to slowly destroy all of those poison dart spitting things. It's just, it's painful. Who the fuck wants to do that? Certainly not me. If you know of anyone who wants to do that, let me fucking know, because I think that person would be worth studying rather carefully. For their benefit and for the benefit of science. Oh, God. I hate the fire. The whole place, I think, is covered in oil and it's been lit on fire and it's pissing me off. Well, I suppose not the whole place, but still. I will be endeavouring to cut the arm off. I don't expect that it will have... Well, I don't expect much success in what I'm trying to do with that, but never know. I did press the button to roll and it didn't accept my input. Please don't kill me. The roll attack of this weapon is pretty good, I won't deny it. It's very nice. Ugh, no, no! Get a life, please. Literally. Because I'm about to take this one. Better get a new one, quickly. Otherwise it's over for you, buddy. What are you doing? Why did you suddenly become so resistant? Do you have an explanation for that? Dickhead. Ugh. Soul of the rotten. You know what's rotten? I'll tell you what's rotten. In fact, I don't think I need to tell you. Fire seed, which I don't need. Don't kill yourself in the fire, please. Yeah, I would love to cut his arm. It's very funny. I've done it before, but anyway. I think you really need to be laser focused on that arm. Get all of your damage built up on that arm, and then it'll get cut off, and he just... It's very sad, actually, to see his arm cut off, because he can't do anything with it. It's just a little stump, swinging it around. Poor bastard. He can still hit you with his other hand, but... You know. Yeah, so I actually stopped playing the original version of the game before the update where this prick turned up was implemented. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, having a more directional thrusting weapon would make more sense for successfully cutting off that arm. Alright. So basically the last of the primal bonfires that you light will cause Aldia to come out and have a chat. I wasn't particularly interested in what he had to say. If that were not obvious, then hopefully it is now. I'm going to have a look at what the soul of the rotten will give me. Probably the meat cleaver, let's find out. Soul of the rotten. If you could load? I hit enter on the fucking search bar after typing in the rotten, and the website's like, huh? Fucking Vextra life, man. The rotten. Yeah? The Rotten. About this fucking close to losing it. Dark Souls 2. The Rotten. Into Google, because apparently Fextra Life literally can't right now. Let's just use the wiki.wiki, hey? We know that works, always has. Alright, so with this, well, let's go Soul of the Rotten, here we go. Butcher's Knife, I was right. Meat Cleaver, whatever, it doesn't matter. I meant to say Butcher's Knife. Much like it is in the original Dark Souls, it is a fairly light strength weapon. It's not super light, 16 units of weight. But, well, maybe saying it's a light strength weapon is inappropriate, but it's light considering the strength scaling. And, yeah, I may make it. I don't think I am going to consume it. Might be nice to have. What? I don't remember that. Why would you want to skip half the game? I guess it's good for speedrunning and whatever else. But... okay. Do I want the Meat Cleaver here? Or the Butcher's Knife? I don't care. Meat Cleaver is the Adjudicator's weapon from Demon Souls. I'm talking about the Butcher's Knife. Slightly different. Huh? Well, one of the good things about this weapon is its A scaling in strength, and to be honest, if I were to do something different, I fear that the scaling being decreased in strength would cause the weapon to no longer be worth it, if that makes sense. You know what I'll do? And I know this for certain. If I want this soul, I'll just asceticize the bonfire and get it in New Game Plus, that's fine. Rat Vanguard soul can fuck right off. 6,000 souls, thank you. And while I'm looking at it, I will go and burn the Sublime Bone Dust. Burn. Whatever. The thing that looks... that has similar coloration to human effigy. Burn that. Okay. Are we good to go? What is our stat situation? Taking faith to 40 would be the first thing. We're sitting on 89,525 souls. You go to 40, and then maybe Vigor? Yeah, Vigor. Let's do Vigor. Get Vigor to 20. I like that. I want to keep caught up with the damage that enemies may be dealing as we continue through the game. So now that we have killed... well, I may as well demonstrate this. I don't mind going to the Shrine... well, it's not the Shrine of Winter, is it? Is that what it's called? I don't fucking remember what it's called. Doesn't matter. I might be remembering that completely incorrectly, and please ignore me if I am. I just mean the door that opens. I'm not actually going... no, I'm not going to the Shrine of Winter, sorry. That is an actual whole location. I'm not going there. I'm actually opening the door to it, but not venturing into there. If that makes sense. So, which entranceway do we want? I think it's the one to the left. The one straight ahead is the King's Door, I think. Which we definitely don't want just yet. Yeah, I know about you. You pregnant fucking bastard. I don't know when the baby's due, but it doesn't matter because you're dead. Ugh. Hello? Yeah, counting on the follow-up to hit you both, and then I can kill you. Yeah, that worked according to plan, and that was efficient and effective. Which pleases me. It pleases Doomlink. You're throwing rocks at me. You call them the ball sackers. I don't really agree with that characterization. I'd say they're more like pregnant people than people with large ball sacks. I suppose You know, it depends on what sort of gender you imagine them to be. If they're male, then they might have a really big scrotum. If they're female, then I suppose they might be pregnant. It's just what it is. I'm sure I can handle the Flexile Sentry. It's a good way to just compare the damage that you're dealing. Now to back then, when you were fighting this enemy as a boss. So, it's pretty cool. I like that. Fighting bosses again, but as regular enemies. Dragon Slayer's Crescent Axe is pretty cool. I like it. I haven't used it recently in a build. Well, recently I say. I haven't done anything recently in this game, but my point is that if I did use it in a build, it was in a much, much older build than anything I've done in recent memory. Shrine of Winter. Open the door. And I'm going straight through. It is referred to as the Shrine of Winter. Fuck. Yeah, I've got a little bit of distance to cover before I get to the next bonfire, but it's not like I have to kill a whole lot of enemies to get there, so it's mostly just traveling on foot to Drangleic Castle, and then, yeah. Then once I get there, I'm going to do a little bit more, not literally in this recording, but either between now and the next recording, or during the next recording, I'm going to have to look at my faith options in terms of casting miracles. Let me rephrase that. I'm going to look at the miracles that I might want to make, or learn, just to keep it simple and less retarded. Just because I don't have much here, and I have 4 slots, I've got 40 faith, so I do think it's about time I try to work on that. And there's also this covenant that I haven't leveled up at all. Give me the thing. Royal Greatsword. That might be worth using. You never know. Come on. Get over here. You are so confused. Yeah, very good. Another Royal Greatsword. Okay. I seem to remember the Royal Greatsword being fairly good. Is it? Oh, I see. I wouldn't use it for this build due to its dexterity requirement and the fact that it obviously focuses on dexterity scaling. It's nice for dexterity builds, or more specifically, quality builds, but... Oh, I want you. I want you so much. Die. Get the fuck out of here and give me what you must give me. I don't want that stuff. I want petrified dragon bones, please. Hello, Emerald Herald.
But nonetheless, you must forge on to bring an end
Well,
to your journey.
I also mean checking out hexes. You know, things that I can cast that use faith. That's really what I meant when I said miracles, but yeah. I'm not particularly married to hexes or anything. Doesn't bother me. Hello. I'm getting sniped. I have a feeling that these guys are... Oh no, they're not actually very resistant to lightning damage at all. My lightning spears aren't very strong. Oh, actually, come to think of it, it's... Look at this. Never mind, I thought I was looking at something, but actually wasn't. You can actually use the fact that you're descending these stairs to your advantage. The attacks of these enemies actually tend to go over your head. If you are standing too close, however, they will hit you, so... Basically, whatever range these halberds should have is lost because the attack actually goes over you, so... Yeah, if you fight these mastodons, go down the stairs. Don't fight them the other way around. That's a bad idea. Okay, so I'm going to try and bring you over here. Don't do that. Stop fucking... I hate you so much. Yeah, pursue me, but over here, please. Why the fuck? I didn't touch my fucking analog stick, and my character literally adjusts off target at almost fucking point blank range. You couldn't make it up. You couldn't fucking make this shit up. A target system which you are basically encouraged to not rely on, and then it becomes less reliable when you do rely on it, because I guess it sucks, right? The thing you're not supposed to rely on, quite sensibly, shouldn't be relied on at all. Great. Real helpful. I was not touching my analog stick when my character went and did this. Like, literally did a 180, fucking turned around. I specifically was not touching my analog stick. And yet it did that. I can't believe it. Fuck off. What do you do? You know what? I know what it is. It's the targeting system either anticipating the movements of the enemies or being confused by the movements of the enemies. Which is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Fuck off. Alright. So, going through this part of the game, or at least from the last bonfire to the point that I'm at now, has really harmed the durability of my weapon, but anyway. Great combustion and fire seed. Not interesting at all. Alright. There's a ghost man who acts as a vendor. I think you need to chat to him a few times. I think he's also got some sort of amnesia, or I think he's hallucinating things. I don't know. I don't care. I want to go to the bonfire, please. Hello. Patience is not just a virtue, it's fucking required in this goddamn game. I pressed the button to fucking roll, like, no, just stop, mate. Just stop. I don't want to hear it, I don't want to see it. Well, I particularly don't want to see it. You know, this business where, like, my fucking, what Estes flask is empty. Fuck you, dickhead. Well, I suppose it's a problem in Dark Souls as well. Or rather, it's a feature of that game. I'm so not in the mood right now. So not in the mood. I am 2 hours and 24 minutes in. I have finished. I thank you all for watching. I'll see you next time I'm playing this game or any other game you'd like to watch. I will make my journey again to that bonfire. I was almost there too. Died in a stupid spot. But I bid you all farewell for now. Stay safe, I guess. And enjoy your life.